Jimmy Carrane's an improv nerd.
I love this story about Upstairs Gallery. So take me back. You are taking classes at the IO.
That's right, yep.
Okay.
I'm taking classes at IO.
And then what happens?
And some of our friends from college are renting just this front room and calling it the part-time gallery. And it's a room for like art openings and readings and shows like that, of that nature. And so I looked around and realized that there were people doing shows other places a lot more than I was in class.
But before that,
Yeah.
you and Walter at IO together,
Sure,
right?
Yep.
And you don't get on a team, is that right?
You're jumping ahead a little bit.
Okay.
The way it all sort of fits together is very seamless. Very cool. So we're in this front room. It's great. We're having a blast. The girls who are renting it as a art space decide they don't want to do it anymore. And so I and a friend named Eric Siegel, who lives in LA now, were like, okay, well, maybe we'll just rent it. So we talked to the guy who was running the music studio. We're like, can we rent the front room? He said, sure. It's $400 a month. And we paid for like half the utilities or something like that. So, and then we just held rehearsals and shows whenever they weren't recording, like French post-hardcore music or whatever was getting recorded that week. And it was going really, really well. And then right around the time that Walt and I didn't make teams was when they came to us and said, we're not going to run the music studio anymore. And we were kind of like, well, maybe we should take over the whole floor. So we talked to the landlord. He said, sure. So it kind of was this happy coincidence.
And what was the rent when you took it over?
I think the rent was probably around like $2,000, somewhere in that range.
And are you panicked? Like, how are we going to pay for this?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay,
yeah, definitely.
And then what happens? How does it start to you guys all come together and start to make this work?
So at some point, Eric had sort of bowed out because he was too busy, and Walt came on board. And me and him are the ones on the lease. And then right when we took it over, we asked Caitlin to sort of come in and run the business side of things and like help us sort of manage everything. So that's sort of how the trio was formed. And then from there, it was just kind of like a very gradual process of like building out exactly how this works. You know what I mean? So
no, I don't. Did you guys have a business plan?
No, I would not say
No,
we did. We didn't know
a
anything.
bunch of irresponsible. I mean, we're still irresponsible kids, and
28-year-old kids.
and like we were like, this thing's working as it is, and we kind of crunched numbers, and we were like, look, if we can't make rent from like charging people to rent it for rehearsals or shows, like because we have normal day jobs, we could scrape together enough cash to pay for the rent. And then it happened to catch momentum that we're breaking even. We're not making mass sums of money from this place. So it was just kind of a snowball effect. Like, can we do this? I don't know, let's see.
And I was like, oh yeah, we can. Oh wow, look at this,